Hey everybody, welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ. So today I've got a new video for you. I wanted to do something different and I wanted to design new mega forms for some Pokemon that I think were a little underrated or didn't get what they deserved. There's a lot of Pokemon that are really underrated that don't really get any kind of like upgrades. I know some have gotten some past couple of years, like with Mega Kangaskhan to bring up into the meta, and a lot of them get left behind. And some of these ones are really cool. So the ones I've done here for you today. So the first one we'll begin with is Mega Slacking. Now I really like Slacking. I like it's kind of ape aesthetic, this lazy sloth ape kind of that they went with. But I want to go in a different direction, and its mega form here, as you can see in the final, looks really cool, and I'm really proud of it. So I'll just kind of take you through these sketches. So my initial idea was to kind of like make it this kind of mountain yeti kind of like monk, and I really wanted it to be sat down. So in this initial first sketch here, it's kind of like got sat down with it like on its knees, and it's got its like hands on its knees, but the pose just didn't look right at all. And even though I really like its aesthetic, it just didn't work out right, and it didn't look right. Whereas in this next one where it's actually like stood up, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot more interesting, rather than sat down, and it just takes a little bit of changes to and redrawing to actually kind of get something that you really want. Um, if I just hide these sketches here, I used a lot of references from the anime, like screenshots, so like this one of Slacking, and this one here as he's laying down. And these are really good references. I didn't want Slacking to be laid down because its mega form is completely different from its regular form. Um, but Mega Slacking is stood up in this kind of like file image here. So Mega Slacking is actually a normal ice type, and as you can see in the final here, it's actually wearing the Mega Ring or the Mega Bracelet with the Mega Stone actually on it, the Slackingite, I guess you would call it. Because a lot of the Mega designs you see like the add-ons to the Pokemon forms and whatever, but you don't actually see the Megastone actually on them, and I think that's a really important detail to actually add, so you know the fact that they're capable of Mega Revolution. I do think personally that Mega Revolution is much better than Gigantamaxing, but that's just my personal opinion. Um, and it can, like I said, can bring other more underrated Pokemon up in the actual VGC meta as well, such as Mega Sableye, Mega Bayonet, stuff like that. And like I said earlier about Mega Kangaskhan, so as you can see, it's more of like an abominable Yeti snowman kind of like look that I'm going for, which I think is really cool. And I've inked it in a way I'm really happy with the inks as well, in a way that like it's got this almost comic booky effect. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. It kind of keeps the same elements that make Slacking a really cool Pokemon design, but I've like added onto it, but it's not over designed to the point where you can't even tell what it is anymore. So I think I really like this rendition. I like this way, the way I went with it. I tried some stuff like giving it the eyes, but I think actually taking the eyes away made it a little bit more creepy, a little bit more creepier, and it just looks a lot more aggressive and looks a lot cooler in my opinion. But Mega Slacking, normal ice type. Mega Slacking it kind of roams around a lot. It doesn't have its truant ability, thank God. The ability I give it is abominable. It makes any attack that you use it with, either normal or ice or any other, have a 30% chance to freeze the target, which is really super useful and helpful. I think so anyway. Let me know what you think. But this is Mega Slacking, the Yeti Pokemon. Mega Slacking roam around mountain tops, and they're thick for help the freezing cold winds that blow on the top of the mountains. They look scary, but they're actually quite gentle giants, and sometimes they're called the monk of the mountain. So I think it's a pretty cool description, and I've kind of like highlighted what makes Slacking a really cool Pokemon, and what I've like done to actually give it a Mega form that actually deserves. So let me know, would you actually use Mega Slacking? So that's Mega Slacking. Hey everybody, back to it. Right, so here is the second one I designed, which is Tauros. So this is the first sketch that I kind of got. So I wanted to keep the essence of Tauros. I used this original artwork as a reference. Um, I think it's still got kind of like the same elements as Tauros here, but it's slightly different. I went for the kind of like Minotaur slash Raging Bull kind of aesthetic. And I was like, okay, that looks pretty good, but I can do better. So I kind of like did this second sketch, and you can see he's a lot stockier on top. His tails are different, but I'll change them uh, later, as you can see. I changed the hoof here, maybe giving a little bit of a sharper edge. Um, and then I changed its whole face here, so it's got like these patterns across its eyes. It's actually got cow ears now, like actual bull ears, whereas in the original Tauros illustration, he doesn't actually have ears, which is a cool detail that I didn't actually know. Um, he's obviously got Taurus's like little head things here. His horns are a different shape. I thought, oh, if I make them sharp and kind of like allude to the Minotaur kind of thing, I thought, oh, I'll add some like gold bracelets here, and um, here is actually a bull ring with the, again, Megastone actually attached to it. Again, adding the Megastone onto the Pokemon itself, I thought was a really cool detail. Trying to just incorporate that launch, so it's not just some BS kind of, oh yeah, it's actually holding it without actually showing it in the illustration. But that's just my personal thing. And here's kind of like pretty much the final kind of like one, except on this one, I thought, oh, maybe we could have some like reins that are snapped, maybe. Um, and then here I thought, oh, could I have some like anklets or bracelets. I changed back the hooves because they just didn't look right, and I also changed the tail, as you can see. Like I said later on, I actually changed the tail, but I was really happy with this. I think it looks really cool. It's different enough where it looks like a mega form, but it's also similar to the original Tauros, so it's not so much of a deviation, and it's not over designed like similar illustrations are. This is just a quick kind of like sketch of like, well, what would it look like with color? Because in my head, Tauros, when it mega evolves, becomes a pure dark type, which is quite cool. I also changed the horns up again here, alluding more to that Minotaur axe thing, because in some illustrations and on a lot of illustrations you see Minotaurs with either clubs or the more common one, axes. So it's like, oh, what if I make the horns like reminiscent of axe heads that Tauros could use to when it's charging, slice and slash and cut down trees and do that, which would be really cool in the lore. But I ended up going back and changing it back to this one, which is the final artwork of Megataurus, which I really like. I love the way that the inking turned out. I love the way that the colors turned out, the shading, even the highlights. Like it's very similar to the original Tauros shading, as you can see somewhat, but it's also done in my own way, which I really like. And I changed those anklets or bracelets to just like some wraps at the bottom of the feet there. I give them like longer hair that kind of goes over the hooves here, and these kind of like three whipping tails here. I think were really cool. And then obviously in the lore, Tauros mega evolves and becomes completely consumed by rage. So I gave him like a reddish kind of like, oh, he's consumed by rage, red eye. I changed up the colors as well because he's now pure dark type when he evolves. He's got like this reddish tint to his skin, which looks really cool. And then obviously the dark blue that's actually in the original Tauros color scheme, which is on the hooves actually. I added that to the nose, the mane, or like the fur, I guess you could say, and then the hooves. And actually, it's the color of the lineup, but it's just desaturated and more closer to black. On here, I added kind of like the this metal part on here, reminiscent of Taurus's actual like metal things that are in its head, except it's almost like a faceplate now. And again, obviously, like I said, the metal Megas ring here, which is really really cool, and it's like blowing like like steam actually coming out from his nose. You know, like when you see on a cold morning and you see cows or bulls in a field, and because of the morning air, their hot air reacts with the cold air outside, so you get to see this cool like gust of like steam come out of them, which is really cool. But for the lore of Megataurus is that due to the power of Mega Revolution, Taurus has been completely consumed by a seething, consuming rage that powers it up. Megataurus can be unruly and aggressive, and is very difficult to control. Due to the power of Mega Revolution, Tauros has increased durability and an attack, its rage fuels its power. So when it can, Megataurus has so much energy that it can actually run at full pelt into a mountain and come out the other side completely unscathed. Its body is hot to the touch, and faint steam can be seen actually rising from its body. It will rampage until it is exhausted, where it needs to rest for at least 3 days, and then it'll obviously turn back into normal Tauros. So that's Megatauros. Its ability is called Raging Bull, which increases Taurus's attack by 1 stage every turn. So it's in the same vein as like Speed Boost and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. It's not too much of a broken ability, but it's not too like underdeveloped, or it's not too similar to some of Taurus's other abilities, as well as the fact that I could have made it normal dark, but I don't think having it be dark is too much of a jump, as in Japanese. In the Japanese like translations for Pokemon, Dark type is actually called Evil type, so that fits in with Taurus's angry, almost kind of like rage fueled, kind of like aesthetic that I was going for this Mega Evolution. But yeah, that's Megataurus and Mega Slacking. So let me know which Mega you would actually want. Let me know what you think of the design, and which one you would want, either Mega Slacking or Megataurus. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep growing this. I really love doing this. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.